Alright, welcome to Screaming Dark. We're about to do a nice little short story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Alright, here we go.
Gothic. The streets of Dublin were adorned with green decorations and filled with the sound of laughter and music. It was St. Patrick's Day, a day of celebration and joy for the people of Ireland. But amidst the cheerful atmosphere, an eerie presence lurked, waiting to cast a shadow over the festivities. In a small, secluded village on the outskirts of Dublin, a young woman named Siobhan had recently moved into an old, decrepit mansion. The house had a haunting reputation, with rumors of ghosts and strange occurrences surrounding it. Siobhan, however, was not one to believe in such tales. She was an adventurous soul, always seeking excitement and new experiences. As the night fell, Siobhan decided to venture out into the village and join in the St. Patrick's Day celebrations. The streets were crowded with people dressed in green, their faces painted with shamrocks. The joyful atmosphere was infectious, and Siobhan couldn't help but immerse herself in the revelry. But as the clock struck midnight, the mood began to shift. The once lively streets grew quiet and empty, as if the life had been sucked out of them. Siobhan felt the shiver run down her spine, sensing that something was amiss. Ignoring her instincts, she continued walking, hoping to find her way back to the mansion. As she turned a corner, Siobhan found herself in an unfamiliar part of the village. The houses were dilapidated, their windows shattered and doors creaking ominously in the wind. The air grew colder, and Siobhan's breath turned into mist before her eyes. Panic started to set in as she realized she was lost. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was a tall man, dressed in tattered green robes, his face hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat. Siobhan's heart pounded in her chest as she watched the man approach her with slow, deliberate steps. "Who are you?" Siobhan managed to stammer, her voice trembling. The man's lips curled into a sinister smile. "I am the spirit of St. Patrick's Day," he whispered, his voice echoing in the empty streets. "The embodiment of all the darkness and despair that lies beneath the surface of this festive day." Siobhan's eyes widened in horror as she realized the truth. The spirit of St. Patrick's Day was not a benevolent force, but a malevolent one, seeking to feed on the souls of those who dared to celebrate. She had stumbled into a nightmare. With each step, the spirit drew closer, his presence suffocating Siobhan. She desperately searched for an escape, her mind racing. Suddenly, a flicker of green caught her eye. It was a small, glowing shamrock pendant hanging from a nearby lamppost. Summoning every ounce of courage, Siobhan snatched the pendant and held it tightly. The air crackled with energy as the spirit lunged towards her, his eyes filled with fury. But as he reached her, Siobhan raised the pendant, and a blinding light erupted from it. The spirit let out a bone-chilling scream, vanishing into thin air. The darkness that had consumed the village dissipated, and the streets returned to their lively state. Siobhan stood there, panting, clutching the pendant in her hand. As the sun rose, Siobhan made her way back to the mansion. The once haunted house now felt peaceful, as if the evil that had plagued it had been banished. From that day forward, Siobhan vowed to never underestimate the power of legends and to always listen to her instincts. And so, the tale of the haunted St. Patrick's Day spirit became a cautionary story, whispered among the villagers. They celebrated the holiday with caution, knowing that even in the midst of joy, darkness could lurk, waiting for an opportunity to strike.